Welcome back to the channel, you lovely lot. Now, for those of you that remember, last weekend I was out on the road, and one of the stops that I went to, I started filming part of my video, but then changed my mind. This is what I was recording. It's not every day you see a lady taking a horse, yes, a horse, for a walk at a service station. Welcome back to the channel, you lovely lot. Tonight I am at Gloucester services on the southbound side, where I will be doing a van camp, cooking my dinner, grabbing a shower, chilling out, but also doing a services review. Now, this is something I don't normally do. Go away, bloody birds. This is something I don't normally do, but I've had emails on my social media asking for a honest Nemo's Camper Adventures review of Gloucester services. Now, they are voted the #1 in the UK, so you lovely lot have asked me to come here and do a review, so who am I to argue? A PJ62. So you're probably wondering why I didn't go ahead with that episode. It's very simple. One, I was tired, and two, when I was walking around Gloucester services, it was full of families and couples, not many people on their own. And walking around one of those type of establishments, I did not want to be one of those people. So I've had an idea, and it may pan out, it may not. I will be going back to Gloucester services, but I will be taking the Commander with me. She's always in a farm shop. She likes her shopping. She likes her food the same as me. So I'll take her up there for a romantic night out for two in a car park and see what she thinks of the park up as well as myself. So in the meantime, we are now on Sunday, the 26th of October. So I am recording the day this goes out. And what have I got planned? So the next couple of days, family time and work, and then I am hitting the road. Unsure of where I'm going, but it is going to be like another little mini road trip, showing you lovely lot where I go, things to do, park ups, and everything else that comes with it. In the meantime, though, I have had loads of messages on my social media in regards to questions that you lot want to know about me in the van and everything in between. So I've written a few down just for a short video today, just to give you a bit of an insight into Nemo's Camper Adventures, myself and everything else. The first question I've received is, what do you use to film and what drone? So I have said this before, but for those of you that are new to the channel, I just use my phone. It's an iPhone 14. It's got everything on it that I need. It's got my editing program on there. And for the drone, I use a DJI Mini 2. I don't walk around with a great big camera with a fox's tail on it just so you can pick up better sound. I don't have any of that. I use my phone and I use my drone. Here's a bit of a funny one. This is a military type of question. So after scoff, so scoff being a meal, after scoff, have you ever farted in the van and had to open the door to vent it out? In short, yes. And no, I didn't have to open the door. I had to put the pop top up. Hi Neil, how do you find park ups for a beginner in the van world? Right, so that one is very, very simple. You can use the apps that are already out there and social media. So you've got Search for Sites, you've got Park for Night, you have pub stop reviews on things like Facebook, and you have the van life channels and the van life pages and groups on there as well. What I did to start with is I was using Park for Night. I found it a very interesting tool just to see how many park ups there were around the country, people putting photographs on there and giving you a basic insight to the site itself. The more and more times I went out at the beginning, I started finding places on my own. I also then started finding places on Park for Night, which I now go to regularly. So if you're starting off in a van and you just want to build your confidence, I would personally use Park for Night. You will also find it as well that when you turn up to a site, if something doesn't feel right, then you drive off and you go somewhere else. There's far too many people out there that make all these singing or dancing videos about how terrible some of the sites were and some of the park ups. Just find the park ups yourself on Park for Night, things like that, and you will build your confidence, and you will find places around the UK where you can set up and have a nice relaxing evening with all the confidence in the world. Hi Neil, what do you use for a heater in the winter? Now, I do not have a diesel heater in the van. That is one thing that I wish I did have. But I have a power station. It's a 2,400 watt power station, a 2048 something or other, whatever it is. And believe it or not, a lot of people do dismiss this, but I use a fan heater. Now, yes, it is in the medium area of a fan heater that people say not to use, but I only use it last thing at night and first thing in the morning just to take the edge off. It's a small space in my T5, so it's not a grey area to warm up, and there's nothing worse than waking up in the morning, putting back the duvet, it being freezing cold, and you've got to get dressed. So on my phone, I actually have it programmed in on my app that I press a button, it turns on the power station, which then turns on my heater. It warms up for about 2 or 3 minutes on high. I turn it off, I get up, I get dressed, set for the day, and then it just saves just that a hell of a lot more battery on my power station. Hi Neil, do you plan your videos or just have a vague idea and turn up to see what you find? Now, that is quite an interesting question. I used to plan it meticulously, so I knew what I was doing on each day, but I found that it takes away the excitement factor. So what I do now is on a road trip, I semi-plan. I know the area I'm going to. I'll have a quick look on Park for Night just to see a few wild camp spots. And if I really, really want to, I will look at a campsite. And that's as far as it goes for the road trips. When I go out on random nights out, I just drive. I sometimes sit in the cab and I'm driving down the road and I'll go right, I'll go left, I'll go left, I'll go right. And then just see where I end up until I get bored of driving. That's how I like to operate when I'm out and about. I think it's more exciting. And 9 times out of 10, I do find interesting places to stay. Have I ever won an argument with the commander? No, I haven't. And any bloke that ever says that you've won an argument against your missus is lying. Now that you've done trips in the UK, would you consider going abroad? I will when I get a new van, but at the moment, I still got far too many places to discover in the UK. I mean, I've not even been over on the East Coast yet. That's one place I really, really need to go. And Northumberland as well. I've not been up there yet, and apparently it is absolutely beautiful. Hi Neil, do you start planning your trips looking for campsites or free park ups? Very, very easy. You all know me. It's a free park up. I am not a fan of a campsite at all. I don't like the regimented timings that you have to do everything. Keep the noise down, lights out. You've got to park here. You've got to do this. You've got to do that. It works on some sites. It doesn't work on all of them. I have one favourite campsite up in North Wales, which you all know is the Dolgum campsite in Cabalcurig. I do stay there when I'm in the area, but predominantly when I go out, I search for free park ups, somewhere out of the way where I'm not going to annoy everyone, and just somewhere to chill out. It really, really is that simple. If you had to start your conversion from scratch, would you still have the same layout? I think realistically, I would, to be fair. It's a very unique layout. I do get lots of comments all the time on social media and when I'm out and about driving around and people come over and have a chat and they do say it's an interesting layout. So in all honesty, I think I would. It's nice and spacious. You can create different things with the sofa bed that I have. And yeah, it's spot on for the needs that I have. If you had to go on a road trip with people that you watch on YouTube, who would you go with? Now, that's a very, very good question, because the people I do watch, they all have their pros and cons. But I think oh God, that's a really difficult one. Okay. For the experience of being full-time van life, cooking, all the hints and tips, it would have to be Chad from living the van life over in America. That is an absolute top of my list. I think for the technical know-how, the laughing and joking and pissing around, it would have to be the True Blue Travellers. You know, I love their channel. I always have. I always will. And, let's make it 3 rather than just 2. Who can I be for the third? It's got to be Trent the Traveller. It really has. Trent is absolutely amazing. Love his videography, love his storytelling, and who doesn't love his dog? Hi, Neil. Bit of a random question for you. I noticed in a video you did not so long back that you have a plastic toilet. Have you used it yet? I haven't. I really, really can't bring myself to do it. I really can't. I've not been caught short yet, touch wood. Everywhere I've stayed has been within walking distance of a toilet, or I've got up early and gone and found one. So at the moment, my toilet, no, I've not used it. And I really, really hope that I don't have to. Hi, Neil. When it comes to wild camping in the UK and it becoming increasingly difficult to find somewhere to stay, like car parks and things like that, what's your views on it? It's very, very simple. We are a very, very large community, but it is a very small minority that do ruin it for everyone else when it comes to living in a van or being part-time. There's lazy people out there that will not put their rubbish in a bin. They'll chuck their piss bottles inside of the trees that they're in. Or if you're stuck on a motorway and you pee in a bottle, they sort of chuck it in a central reservation. A YouTuber did that not so long back and found it highly funny. Wonder who that was. But I think that's why we do have an issue, is because of the minority. If we had all the same mentality to use bins and to use the area correctly, I don't think these areas would be taken off of us. I really, really don't. Hi, Neil. What do you listen to when you're out in the van going on a road trip? I am very, very varied, to be honest. I listen to Queen. I listen to Duran Duran. I'm a massive fan of The Prodigy. If I'm not feeling music, I am always listening to Joe Rogan. I just find Joe really, really relaxing, especially when I did a nice long road trip the other week when I went up to Scotland. I literally drove from Bristol way up past the Lake District, and I'd done an episode and a half, and the time absolutely flew by. Hi, Neil. What advice would you give to someone starting out on YouTube? Now, that is really, really simple. Keep it real. Don't fake anything. Don't do clickbait. Don't put your missus on the thumbnail showing her tits in every video that they put out every week. Stop being a drama queen. Stop asking for money. Just record the truth. It's as simple as that. And I don't mean that you see on van life channels, van life, the truth. I mean, just record the truth out there. You know, if you go to Glastonbury for the day and you're filming in the van, drive in the van, film Glastonbury, and that's it. You know, if you can make good content out of keeping it real, then absolutely fair play to you. One more. 6 must-haves in the van. Now, this time of year, it's going to be very, very simple. Thin layers and a big top, for one, to keep you warm. A suitable size duvet, that's going to keep you warm as well. If you've got a heating source, then a suitable heater. That's number 3. Number 4 is my Ridge Monkey. That is absolutely ideal for being a must-have in a van when it comes to cooking. What else is a must-have? Well, my phone. Otherwise, I won't be able to do this content. And 6 must-haves. I've got to 5. Do you know what? Everything in my van I do need, but for the must-haves, I don't know. Oh, there we go. Mats on the floor, because there's nothing worse than getting out of bed in the morning and putting your feet on a cold floor in the van. So you've got to have your rugs or your carpet in there. Right then, short and sweet this week. Like I said, I am hitting the road in the next few days. Brand new content, hopefully brand new places. And until the next one, guys, thanks for bearing with me this weekend. Apologies I'm not out. It's family time and work. If it's not for me going to work to earn money, then I won't be able to go out and fuel up the van. So until the next one, guys, I'll see you on the next one.